What's up? This is the Grizz Cast, Ep.5, I believe. Woo. So, it is Patriots Super Bowl week. We already won that Super Bowl. Bay. 6 rings for the champ, Tom Brady. So that's super exciting. As you can see, still not much done behind me. I'm going to fix this a little bit so I don't get hit with that bright light. Looks like I'm coming to you straight from prison. But I've been working on getting these walls fixed, but this installation, so I don't know. I have to figure out a different way to hang stuff because my tape wasn't holding on it, and I don't want to rip the insulation down. But, I'm here doing it. I haven't done this in a while. I've been training for fights. I got 2 coming up, March 16th and April 13th. Trying to fit this in and find time to do this, and then I'm also still working on the show, but I want that to be about fighters. I don't want that to be about me. I want that to be about other people and just have me behind the scenes doing that stuff. And then I'm gonna hopefully work on kind of a vlog series for me leading up to my fights. But I'm trying to find ways to get it done and find dead space so I can do that. I've been pretty busy the last few weeks, just training and working. So for me, it's about when I do have downtime, instead of maybe not doing anything, hop on one of these and do it, even if I'm tired as shit. But it's just all practice because, I can feel myself getting a little nervous doing it. But I think the more I do it, the better I'll become at it. So it's just about finding those little dead spaces to do stuff. And then, so I got a fight March 16th and April 13th. March 16th in the Czech Republic and April 13th in Great Falls, Montana. 2 different places. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward for the test to test my mental, my mental capacity. I've been talking about this a lot. And really I've been trying to change my attitude and my mind on things. And I haven't had a back-to-back fight like this in a long time that I knew about, 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever it was. I signed to the UFC, but before that I fought in Croatia, and then a couple weeks later I was still in shape and could make weight, so I took a short notice UFC fight. So for me, that wasn't quite the same as this because I know about both of these. I didn't know that was going to happen. I just had stayed in shape and got lucky that I was close to weight and was able to hop in and go do that. But for me, I want to test my mental. I want to see how hard I can grind for how long I can grind, And then after these 2, I can kind of take a break and relax for a minute. I want to get a couple more by December, just so my fiance and me can have a good wedding in December, and we can kind of relax and not have to worry about too much of money issues or anything like that. So I'll probably fight a couple more times after this, but I will definitely relax for about a month after the April fight. As far as pushing myself completely over the edge, crazy hard work, but I still will be waking up early and running and getting my mind right, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about fighting. I get to fight, and I've fallen back in love with it, but at the end of the day, it's about making my mind stronger for my family and the people around me. All it is strengthening my mind every day, no matter how I do it. Just put myself in uncomfortable positions, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing 2 fights in 2 months. I want to test my mind. I want to see if I'm gonna shine, or if I'm still in a place where it'll collapse me a little bit and I'll be dead, and I'll have to raise myself back up, mentally speaking. But I had a setback a few weeks ago because I got a little sick, and it kind of stopped me, and I was just on the right track of doing everything the way I wanted to do it, and the way that, like, waking up early, running, eating right, stopping eating at a certain time, doing fasting every day. But after that, I kind of had a mental setback, and I was like sleeping a little bit later than I normally do, getting a little lazy, eating after a certain time, like not really focused on my diet as well as I should be. I didn't have any fast food or anything like that, but just eating more than I should at different, like, random sporadic times that I shouldn't be eating at. So for me, a kick in the butt was Brittany telling me, "Hey, you're losing motivation right now. Like, where's that motivation at?" And she kind of saw into my soul and was like, "Yo, you kind of not working as hard." It felt like that. Maybe she didn't mean it that way, but at that time, I knew two things: I was gonna marry that girl, and that I needed to get back to it. And so I've been pushing myself. I'm getting back to it with the help of Ernest Kimball, Justin Loudon, Thomas Denny. Those guys push me. Mentally, they push me better than any coach I've ever had, and kind of helped me stay on the right track, and throughout my whole life anyways, period, but especially in these times, like, where I'm trying to make a change for the better mentally. So it's really just about knowing that there's people out there that care and that want to help me get to a different place mentally, and that's great. And I think getting to a different place mentally is what we all need to do, right? We can't let one little, well, I'm sick, so I can't do what I want to do, or just pure laziness, or whatever it is, like you got fired or whatever it is, just something in your life that goes wrong. We can't let it spiral down, because once you start spiraling, it's kind of hard to stop. You kind of hit road bump after road bump, speed bump. I should probably say speed bump. Yeah, speed bump after speed bump. That slows you down and just kind of messes with your whole life. It could mess up your relationships. You start fighting with people that you don't normally fight with. Start getting more angry, like, faster. And for me, I didn't really, I just saw that I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, and it did, upset me to the point where I just wanted to be alone, wanted to be in a room by myself, in the dark. And that's kind of not how I live anymore. I don't have those times where I can do that, because there's people that count on me. And so for me, it's I would rather have everything go smoothly, and if something bad happens, my mind's to a point where it's tough enough to get hit and keep coming forward, metaphorically speaking. So for me, I think when you're doing everything mentally right, it's a lot easier. Waking up early, getting stuff done. Just in my day, I can wake up, go for a run, get some writing done, get some reading done, hang out with Brittany and Ella before they leave, and then work throughout the day, hang out before practice, when they come home for a few minutes, and then head to the gym and do everything I'm supposed to do there. But when I have that setback, I slept a little later, so I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. So I either had to give up time with my family or give up time being productive in other things. And then it slowed my whole day down, and then I was kind of rushing through the whole day, and then it would be we see each other in the driveway, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you at the gym maybe. Bye, I love you, So, and that doesn't feel good. I know that's not good for me. I don't feel good when that happens. I'd rather be able to spend some time with my family, and I know they'd rather spend some time with me before, I head out and, some quality time. So for me, it reflected, I get to see that, and this is the first time that my mind's let me kind of realize, oh, hey, this is affecting part of my life when I'm not being a mentally tough, mentally strong person. And, Brittany's great, and she won't really mention it. She just told me to get my butt in gear. So, and once I started getting back to that, I feel much better. I feel much happier. I feel much more at peace. And that's a big thing. You want to feel at peace. You don't want to feel drained. You don't want to feel like you're in a rush all the time. You don't want to feel late to everything you do. You want to be on time. You want to progress in every aspect of your life. And, right now I'm back to that. I feel like I'm pushing myself, and it didn't last long, it was about a week, but it was enough time for me to like see the effects of how this feels, of going back to old habits and going back to being lazy and going back to not letting my mind work for me, right? Because at the end of the day, your mind works for you. So if you are willing to let it take over, it could probably fuck you in more ways than anything else could in life. So you really have to focus on working that mind, getting that stronger. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being in sports. I love competition, that's for me, but it's about anything in life. Like, if you have a weak mind, you're not going to last in jobs that could give you the next level of what you want, right? I don't want to rent someone's house. I don't want to, be living under my means. Like, I want to be able to afford things that I want, have a house, have a family, and not have to worry about where my next paycheck is coming from. And that's a big thing for me, is everything I'm focused on is trying to get right for my family. And once you have that certain thing in your life that you're working for and working with, because, me and Brittany work together, we want the same things. So we work hard together, and we work hard on our own, but it's always for the greater good of us, and what we want in life. And it's not that, like, I don't need to be rich. I don't need fancy cars. I don't need all that. I just, want a house that's my own, enough to provide for my family, and I'll be cool, So mentally, that's where I'm at. I work hard mentally so I can work hard physically so I can provide, And that's for me. And everybody wants to provide for whatever they want, But you're never going to get to that next level if you do want money. If you do want that success in life of money, fancy cars, stuff like that, you still can't get to that position without being mentally tough. Like, because the one bad thing happens to you when you have that money, it's going to be all gone, because you're not going to know how to react. Your mind's going to tell you to fucking quit, and you're going to quit. You're going to tap out. So really, at the end of the day, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do it for? Who are you willing to do it for? So you have to really progress your mind, and it has to work for you, not against you, because our minds can easily turn against us, and it can easily just be like one little hangnail will get you fucking off your game, and you don't want that. So you got to keep grinding, got to keep pushing hard. Whew, it's hot down here. I have some notes that I want to go through. But that being said, all this is to be mentally tougher in life, and we can run through every obstacles if your mind's tough, right? If you're going through shit, how are you gonna react? I'm in a position where I can teach some younger kids that come to my gym, and it's about mentally toughening them mentally. And I wish I did that for a few of my other guys, but I haven't. It's kind of a growing up thing for me, is I'm realizing how important mental work is and getting your mind stronger is, because at the end of the day, bad things are going to happen. You're going to catch a knee injury. You're going to catch a loss. You're going to catch anything. Name anything, Parents could get sick. Family could get sick. Like, loved ones could go away. Stuff like that. And how are you going to react? Are you going to drop down and fucking cry and give up on life, go out, drink, go out, do things that are not going to help you in life? Because at the end of the day, if people die in your life or people get sick, they depend on you to be stronger and keep living, or stronger and help them out. And you can never help somebody out if you're fucking breaking down every time something bad happens. And if you catch an injury to yourself, are you going to give up on yourself, right? Because then you're going to get fat. It's going to be a long road to recovery. You're not going to be doing the things that they want you to be doing to get ready, to get healthy, So it's one of those things. I don't ever want to be in that situation again. I felt like I slid off, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to have a setback every now and then, because you will have a setback. But how bad is the setback, and how long does it last? Is important things that you need to really fix. I want my setbacks to last not even a day. I want to be able to realize it in that day, in that moment, that I'm going back to old ways or reverting back to dumb shit or just doing stuff outside of my character. And I feel like it took me a few days this time, but it's a lot faster, and I could actually realize it this time than I ever have before. So once you start to change your mentality in life, it'll start helping you, push yourself harder every day, push yourself past the wall, run through a barrier, run through whatever obstacles in your way. And it doesn't have to be just like, for me, running sucks, but I push myself further and further each day. And when I don't do that now, I'm like, I feel like I don't feel accomplished for that day. So it's really, you got to push yourself to be better every day. Really, essentially, is no matter what it is, you always want to work on your craft every day, push yourself further every day, and do something outside of your comfort zone, outside of your craft, something that's very uncomfortable to you. Do that every day. Push forward that. Then you're going to master that trade, and then you can go to something else that's uncomfortable to you. But really, at the end of the day, it's about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. I've preached that a lot. I'm getting that yelled at me by Thomas now. So that was pretty cool to hear that when I was having to do some circuits and get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's a motto. That's something I used to tell people, but now I thoroughly truly believe it. And it takes some things in your life to happen to make you want to make that change. Because at the end of the day, if you don't want to make the change, it's never going to work. So you just have to want to change, and you have to want to change mentally. And that's where it all starts, right? If you want to change your body, you're going to have to change mentally. Because you're never going to want to put the work in if your mind isn't strong enough to put the work in. You're never going to want to diet if your mind isn't strong enough to want to diet. So to me, it's not about anything other than doing things that are uncomfortable and putting myself in the worst possible positions and going from there, right? For me, it's more physical, but for other people, it can be mental. For other people, it could be other things that you're doing. But me, I get very uncomfortable doing running, physical activities that aren't made for big man. So to me, that works my mental. That works my mind. It gets me stronger. But it could be anything, man. It could be writing or learning something new. There's, learn a different language. Stuff that, you just hated and that's uncomfortable. Not stuff that is not going to help you in the long run, really. But you got to find those things where it's uncomfortable, but it could help you, right? Because I know running helps me in fighting competition. So you might as well get better at it, And I could easily take the easy route of hopping on my bike and doing miles that way, but I'm not as uncomfortable doing that. I'm not even close to as uncomfortable doing that. So I put my shoes on, and hop out and hit the pavement and run, And so, anyways, beyond all that, it's just get that mind stronger, whatever it is, whatever it takes, whatever makes you uncomfortable, go do that. Go put yourself in uncomfortable positions and go change your mindset and really move on and move forward in life and get better at it, Be better for everybody around you. That's the biggest thing about changing and taking back your mental game, right? Because we can be depressed and we can have all this stuff happen to us and all this bad stuff and then blame everybody else and blame our circumstances and blame all that bullshit. But at the end of the day, it's just bullshit. It's on you. It's on you to change. It's on you to get that mind right. And it's on you to just fucking make everybody else around you feel what you're going through. Make them feel that you're changing your mind. Because once they feel and see it with their own eyes that you are becoming somebody different, they're going to want to become somebody different. They're going to push themselves. And even if they're the greatest person in the world, they can still be pushed. So you should be out there trying to push whoever is in your life to be better, right? And without words. Words don't mean shit to most people, right? You have to show them. You have to push yourself. You have to make it uncomfortable. You have to make people look at you and go, what the fuck is that guy doing? Why is he doing that? Why? Why is he doing that? Why is he running in the snow? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Motherfuckers, because I want to get stronger mentally. And then you let them know. You let them know by your actions. And for me, that's the big thing this year is I'm trying to do everything and show my actions, not my words, not fucking cool highlight videos, not shit like that. I want people to see that I've changed mentally. I want people who think I'm a badass motherfucker who can go through anything and fight through anything to go, that's a badass motherfucker now, even more, right? I want people to know deep down that I've changed mentally and that anybody can do this, right? And if you talk to me, I'll tell you, I've been lazy. I've given up on shit in my life, and I've crumbled because something bad went wrong with me. But never again. And that's me promising that to myself, and that's my mind working, right? And yeah, I'll have some setbacks, and everybody will. But what you'll never see me do is give up, fall to my knees, cry, beg for somebody's help. No, I will fucking grind and grind and grind some more. And that's when people will take notice, and that's when people will start doing the same shit, and that's when we can all get through depression. That's when we can all get through whatever's going on in your mind, right? Because we can all do it. There doesn't need to be anything other than that, right? Depression happens to all of us. You can grind through that shit and get through it. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, work hard, and then when you feel down and you feel out, you work fucking harder. Because that's what's going to get us all to the next level of living. That's what's going to get us to a happier place in life. That's what's going to get us to be better to people outside of here. That's what's going to get us better to us better to people that are in our lives. You're going to have better relationships, a better foundation, stronger relationship with God. All of that will come through changing yourself mentally and working hard for the right reasons, Because at the end of the day, it's about bringing people closer to God. It's about what you do for everybody outside of life, like how you treat people in life. That's what it's about. And competition, all of that takes a back seat. But it's still all the same mindset, whether you're a competitor, whether you're going out to talk to people for a living, whether you write for a living, whether you just work hard for a fucking living. You want to change that mindset to where you don't hate your day. Because when you're grumpy to other people, and then they see that, and then they're probably grumpy to somebody after that, and then that person's an asshole to somebody after that. So grind hard, make the right decisions for your mind, push yourself past your limits, which is what this is all about, is pushing yourself past your limits, do things that are uncomfortable, and just fucking make people happy, because by being a better person and better mentally, people can see that and hear your story. So make your own story, if you're depressed, fucking get past that shit, move on, make your mind tougher, and tell other people that. Like, let other people know that, I was down in the dumps, but now I'm tougher mentally, and I can move on, and you can too, right? So let's just all fix each other. Let's all fucking work hard in silence and let our actions do our talking for us, not our words. All right. Grizz Cast out.